Word of the Week. This weekly word is inspired by the Word of God. It's a 5-minute broadcast that will inspire, motivate, and introduce you to the Word of God by relating everyday words to scriptures. I'm your host, Oreen Newton. Let's get started. The Word of the Week for the week of June 18th, 2023 is fasting. Fasting. Fasting is the abstinence from eating and sometimes drinking for social, medical, psychological, or religious purposes. Fasting may be done voluntarily or under observation. Our scriptures come from Matthew 6th chapter 16 through the 18th verse. When you fast, do not look somber as the hypocrites do, for they disfigure their faces to show others that they are fasting. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you fast, put oil on your head and wash your face, so that it will not be obvious to others that you are fasting, but only to your Father who is unseen, and your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. And from Psalms 42nd chapter 1st verse, as the deer pants for streams of water, so my soul pants for you, my God. For most of my life, I've been under the guidance of people of God who have called for the saints of God to fast. In some cases, the fast was for a specified period of time, like in the Daniel fast, where we were required to abstain from some foods and types of drink for a period of 30 days. At other times, we were requested to refrain from eating or drinking from sundown to sunup, with a predetermined time for everyone to pray for a specific outcome. Examples of which include prayers for God to bless the ministry of a new pastor, helping the church to purchase a parcel of land, or to bring more youth into the congregation, and so on. I always felt as if we were being asked to fast to show God that we were corporately sacrificing our primal need for food in exchange for Him to grant our wish, as though God was our special genie in a bottle. Fasting was like rubbing the lamp to get our wish granted or prayers answered. It was not until I experienced the natural loss of appetite that occurs due to the severity of a trauma or a loss that it became clear that I needed to fast because I needed to commune and connect with God. In the circumstance of illness or extreme pain, abstinence from food happens naturally. I was more focused on the pain and discomfort in my body than I was on filling my stomach. Pain caused me to petition the Lord through prayer for a change that would bring peace to my body and soul. I did not want food. I did not need food. I needed and wanted relief. Prayer became the spiritual food upon which I fed. The outcome of my abstinence from food and drink helped me to find a peace in my circumstance, changed my behavior, and gave me the strength to endure the circumstance as it was. My fasting allowed a sincere connection with God that changed me. My forced inattention to food during my trauma made me focus my attention on God. My prayers led me to the changes I needed to make. Fasting was not to satisfy God or to convince Him that I was worthy of better than where I was. Fasting allowed me to learn how to be, who to be, and what to do in the circumstance that God had allowed. My deliverance or change in circumstance would still be according to His purpose for my life. It then occurred to me that if I could reach this level of focus with God during times of trauma, I should be able to voluntarily fast to spiritually connect with Him deliberately in the midst of any situation, task, or trial. Trauma-inspired sessions of spiritual fasting taught me the following. Your reason for fasting, for atonement, worship, guidance, healing, etc., is more important to God than the action of fasting. Spiritual fasting is completely voluntary. Fasting to please others removes your spiritual reason for fasting. The fact that you have chosen to fast is between you and God alone and need not be the concern of anyone else, unless, of course, you are married. It is only then because, if married, you are supposed to be walking together as one. Although losing weight may be an outcome, it should never be one of the reasons for a spiritual fast. You do not need to fast to pray, but prayer allows you to communicate with God while you are fasting. Fasting is only commanded during the highest Jewish holy day of Yom Kippur, which was established as a day of reconciliation of God's people with Him. But the connection with God of one who fasts is so tremendously enhanced that it is easy to understand why worshipers would voluntarily choose to fast. Whether you choose to fast or not is your decision. But I guarantee that your denial of self is an effort that may result in the greatest of gains on your spiritual journey. God bless you. Oreen out. Thank you for listening. If you would like to receive a copy of the Word of the Week every week, please send me an email to candonewton@gmail.com. That's candonewton@gmail.com. And I'll send you one every week. God bless you. Oreen out.